Hello and welcome to Intro to C. I'm Bill, and today's episode we're going to learn about comments. Now, comments are pieces of text within your code that you've written that are ignored by the compiler but are there to aid the programmer or the reader of your code to understand why things are happening, what things are happening, etc., to add more clarity to your program. They are only there to aid you. So they are very useful. We'll be using them throughout the series, and I use them all the time. They are there to give you notes. They tell you to write to-dos. They are there to say this is important, etc., etc. So in C, there are two ways of making comments. There are block comments and there are line comments. So the first one is a block comment. Now, as you might be able to guess, this is to comment out a block of code or block of text or whatever you want to comment. So the way you start a block comment is with a forward slash and then an asterisk. And then it's ended with an asterisk and a forward slash again. So like in C, if you've got open parentheses, you've got a closed parentheses. You've got an open brace, you've got a closed brace. You've got an open comment, you've got a closed comment in a sense. Yeah? C is quite consistent in that style. So everything within these comment braces, in a sense, will be ignored by the compiler. So this is a comment. And you may notice the thing is it will find in C at least, it says here's the beginning of it, find the first occurrence of this, it will say. So everything in between this will be ignored. So including new lines will be ignored, code that you've written will be ignored. That's what it'll be useful for. So sometimes you may want to give more clarity to your program, not just what, but why. Yeah? Or a note to yourself, or etc. So there's the first type, which is a block comment. Yeah? This is quite the traditional way of doing it. Now in C99, the version of C that we're using, they introduced line comments. So the way you write them is forward slash, and these indicate that everything after these up until the end of the line will be ignored. So this is a block comment, this is a line comment. So as you notice, if I wrote on the next line, this is not a comment, you notice that this doesn't work. Because it says this is a comment, everything up to the end of this line from these two slashes is a comment. So if I could write code before these, so I could say printf, and that would work, if I just did that. And I could write code here as well, that would work. Now with the block comment, I can actually write code after it, but with the line comment, I cannot do that. Now Visual Studio has syntax highlighting, which can aid us to understand what's wrong with the code. I like syntax highlight myself. I use it to kind of express which are the functions, which is the code, which is the data, which is the comments, etc. I only use it quite for different things. Don't worry about that. The default one for Visual Studio is I don't particularly like it, but that's another something completely different. But don't worry about that. So they are the two types of comments. So there is one caveat with block comments. Now block comments cannot be nested. This means you can't have one block comment inside of another block comment. So if I wrote this and went, hello, this is a comment, I can't write another comment inside of here. Wait, oops, let me, it's just trying to do some other stuff. This is a nested comment. Because as I said, when a block comment starts, it looks for the first occurrence of the closing block comment. Little token or whatever you want to call it. Even though there's extra ones, it still says, there's one here. Now, this is kind of an oversight of the C language when it was designed. Many languages nowadays fix this, not all of them, but some of them do. But again, it's not really a problem. Later on in this, much later on in the series, I'll show you ways to kind of use something else to stop this. But that's one thing to worry about, but don't worry about that. So today's episode, we've learned about block comments and line comments and their uses. So one thing I'm going to write now at the end before this is waits for enter to be pressed. So there's a little comment we're going to write on the get char. That's all it says, is it waits for enter to be pressed. Good. So stay tuned for the next episode, and as always, have fun programming and experiment. Learn by doing. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.